Okay, so I just need one person to lead us into the opening prayer. When you want to lead us into the opening prayer, you are supposed to put up your arms and then you lead us. Okay. Okay, let me get someone to lead us. I have here Simon. Simon, can you lead us into the opening prayer, Simon?
Okay, teacher.
Thank you.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We bless the meeting. Let us know the answers, what we are going to do. Let all of us have wisdom to answer all the teacher's questions. Lead us through this work. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. May God bless you for that wonderful prayers. And your friends can also say amen.
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 Amen. Amen.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to Primary 4 Science. We are going to learn science right now. Yes, I know that we have ever met when we are learning mathematics. So right now we are going to learn something brief in science. So you all aware that this program is organized by Christian School Owners Association Uganda, and it is sponsored by Edify Uganda, supported by ITAO. ITAO is ICT Teachers Association, Uganda. So these people helps us to make sure that we are learning on Zoom, to make sure that we put for you work in Google Classroom, where you find your exercise or assignment, you find their quiz, you find there the lesson notes, like what we are learning right now. You will be able to find all of them there. Okay, so my humble request is that if I really leave you to, if the chat room is open for all of you, it would be better for you to put there the responses in the chat room. You are supposed to put the responses. You are not supposed to just be saying "I" to your friend. Yet this is the time for learning. So members, that's my humble request to all of you. So you need to take note of that, because if I go to our chats and I find people like Esther, you see somebody like Jordan is posting something which is not good, that is really not good for you. Okay, so sometimes we don't want to restrict you in each and everything, yet sometimes we may not be able to pick you all to participate. Sometimes you put answers through the chats. So if you don't write the common things there, I will be able to restrict it. So therefore, let's go straight to what we are going to learn today. We have already looked at these topics when we had our first phase of the program, which we are calling it the pilot program, communicable intestinal diseases and worm studied. We explained the meaning of communicable diseases, and then we gave some examples of communicable intestinal diseases, and we learned some of them already. So therefore, I just want briefly for us to review what we have already learned in this topic. Our first question will be, what are communicable diseases? What are communicable diseases? So when you have the answer, please you put up your hand. So I have here Angel. Angel wants to give us what communicable diseases are. Angel, can you give us what are communicable diseases? Angel? Angel, are you there? Oh, let's get from Deborah. Let's get from Deborah. Yes, Deborah, what are communicable diseases?
Communicable diseases are diseases that can be spread from one to another.
Again, can you repeat what you are saying?
Communicable diseases are diseases that can be spread from an infected person to another.
That is the meaning of communicable diseases. So communicable diseases, these are diseases that can be spread from an infected person to a healthy person. That's the meaning of communicable diseases. So we looked at communicable intestinal. Okay, there are so many other diseases that can be spread from an infected person to another, but here we specifically look at communicable intestinal diseases. Can we give some examples of communicable intestinal diseases? Ben, can you give us one? Ben Carson?
Yes, teacher.
Can you give us one example of communicable intestinal diseases?
Diarrhea.
We have diarrhea. So these diseases are the one that affects the intestines of a human being. So we have diarrhea. Okay. Okay. Another person, Isma. Apart from diarrhea, what other intestinal communicable diseases do we have? Yes, Isma.
Dysentery.
We have dysentery. Okay, we have dysentery. That is good. That is very perfect. Let's get from Sarah. Yes, Sarah, apart from diarrhea, apart from dysentery, do you have any other communicable intestinal diseases? Yes?
Cholera.
Very good. We also have cholera. Okay, so yes, thank you. Thank you. We have heard that. We have heard that. Okay, so let us continue. So those are some of the examples of communicable intestinal diseases that we looked at. So we looked at how they are spread. We looked at how we can control them, the signs and symptoms. So today we are going to also go and look at something related because we did not finish this topic in that program. So therefore, let us now discuss dehydration. Let us discuss dehydration. So remember that out of those diseases that we looked at, like dysentery, like diarrhea, in most cases diarrhea, which is the passing out of watery stool. So we said that it brings about this dehydration. So therefore, we are going to discuss dehydration into detail. So here we should be knowing, we should have to know what dehydration is. We should first of all know what is dehydration. So after knowing what dehydration is, then we shall go ahead and look at some of the causes of dehydration. Okay, what brings dehydration? Then we shall be able to look at the signs and symptoms as we proceed in this lesson. So what do we understand by this word dehydration? What is dehydration? Okay, do we have some children here who wants to give us? Daniel, yes, your arm is up, Daniel. I think you will be in position to give us what dehydration is, Daniel. Yes, Daniel. Yes, Daniel, what is dehydration? Oh, Daniel is not, yes, Daniel is not talking. Let's go to John. Yes, John. Yes, John, what is dehydration?
Yeah,
Yes, John. So my members of P4, when we talk about dehydration, dehydration is the condition when the body does not have enough water and fluids. Dehydration is the condition when the body does not have enough water. So when your body is lacking water, then we can say you are dehydrated. So the meaning of dehydration is that dehydration is a condition when a person does not have enough water in the body. Okay, so you can say, you can as well define it as, if this is very long for you, you can say dehydration is the condition when the body does not have enough water. But in simple way, you can also say dehydration is a condition when a person does not have enough water in the body. So I want some of my children to read the meaning, because whenever you read it, you will be able to understand it, you will be able to recall it. But once you keep quiet, you will not be able to. So wherever you are, you can be able to read. So I have people like Cool Brother, you can read. Gina, you can read. We have Jordan, also you can read. Can we read what dehydration is?
Dehydration is a condition when a person does not have enough water in the body.
Very good. Very good. So dehydration is a condition when a person does not have enough water in the body. Jasmine, can you also repeat? Jasmine?
Dehydration is a condition when a person does not have enough water in the body.
Okay, so that is the meaning of dehydration. Therefore, what causes dehydration? Okay, we really need to look at the causes of dehydration. We really need to look at the causes of dehydration. Okay, so when these things happen to you, then it is likely that your body may lack water. Okay, some of the causes that we are listing down here are the ones that makes our body to lack water. Okay, so here we have number one, we have what we call severe vomiting. So you find when the person, you see, vomiting sometimes is a sign of certain diseases. Sometimes is a sign of malaria. Sometimes is a sign of other diseases like you can talk of cholera. So, when you are vomiting every time, frequently, severe means all the time you are vomiting. Remember, when you are vomiting, you vomit liquid in liquid nature. For example, I've just got okay, there is another one called severe sweating. So these are some of the causes of dehydration. So like you can see this picture, the person is vomiting, seriously vomiting. Are you seeing that? Severe. When you are vomiting like this, then you are trying to remove the water that is in your body. You are trying to remove the fluids that is in your body. So once you severely vomit all the time, then your body will not have enough water, and then you will be dehydrated. Your body will be dehydrated. So that is severe vomiting. Then the second point is severe sweating. You know, sweating, some of us when we run, we sweat. When we are doing some work, we sweat. But sometimes some people just sweat from nowhere when they are sweating. So when you severely sweat all the time, you will also be losing what? Water in your body. And then it will cause dehydration. It will cause that condition when your body may not have enough water. So these are some of the causes of dehydration. There is also another one. We also have what we call severe diarrhea. All of us, we know what diarrhea is because we have learned about diarrhea when we were in opening this topic. We talked about diarrhea, we talked about cholera, dysentery. So what is diarrhea? Okay, Kaka, what is diarrhea? Or Christopher? Yes, Christopher, what is diarrhea? Can you be able to define, are you able to recall what diarrhea is? Christopher, what is diarrhea?
Security attack laser!
Hey, Christopher, you are just there making noise.
Oh well, depth perception's overrated anyway.
Sorry, Christopher. Okay, we cannot, can we hear from Aiden? Aiden, what is diarrhea? Aiden, what is diarrhea?
Diarrhea is the passing out of watery stools from time to time.
Aha. Diarrhea is the passing out of watery stool many times. So somebody can easily define it as is the frequent passing out of watery stool. So when you are passing out watery stool many times from time to time, as Aiden has said, you see this watery stool will be able to remove the water that you have in your body. So once it is severe, severe here means it is frequently, all the time, you are passing out the watery stool. So it will cause your body to lack water, to lack enough water. So your body will be dehydrated. So these are some of the 3 causes of dehydration. So you can see this young child here, this young boy here is dehydrating. Okay. I mean, it's, there is diarrhea. You can see the stool that is passing out. It is watery in nature. So members, I hope you are able to see. So when you keep passing out this watery stool many times a day, so that means you are going to have this dehydration. Your body will not have enough water. Okay, so these are some of the causes of dehydration, members. Now, when you are passing out this watery stool, it's not only water that you are going to lose from your body. There are also some important salt that you have in your body that is going to go away, to disappear. Okay, so we have some of the important salt like sodium and potassium. Salt that you have, the mineral salt that you have in your body. So once you are diureting, you are likely to lose this salt, which are very important in your body. So that is also what I've said, that not we have salt lost during dehydration. So when you are dehydrated, when the body does not have enough water, also there are some important salt in your body that also will be lost. So this salt we have potassium, and then also we have sodium. So these are the salt that we have in the body, but due to dehydration, they will be lost in our body. So members, I hope you are following me. Daniel, are you following me? Daniel? Daniel, are you following me?
Yes.
Okay. So remember, so far we have talked about what dehydration is. Secondly, we have talked about causes of dehydration. And thirdly, we are looking at the salt, the important salt that is lost during dehydration. So if I may ask before we go ahead, what is dehydration? Yes, Joanna, what is dehydration? Joanna?
Teacher, can you
Yes,
hear?
I can hear you.
Teacher, I didn't copy the dehydration. It after removed of itself.
Hey.
Hello?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Teacher.
You did not copy.
After removed that, what is dehydration?
Oh, so members, let me clarify to you, members who are here. Those of you who are here, we are not copying notes while we are learning. What we are going to do, we are going to copy these notes at the end of this lesson. You are going to go to the Google Classroom, and then you will be able to copy the notes. So right now, let us just concentrate. Let us just understand what the teacher is explaining. Then you will be able to copy these notes in your Google Classroom. So I said so far we have looked at what dehydration is. Secondly, we looked at the causes of dehydration. We have looked at the causes of dehydration. There are 3 causes of dehydration. 1, I said severe vomiting. 2, I said severe sweating. And 3, I said severe dehydration. So some of these are things, there are factors that remove water from your body. For example, when you are vomiting, you will lose a lot of water in the body. Secondly, when you are passing out watery stool, still you are going to lose a lot of water in the body. And even sweating, remember sweating, you find your body is wet. Water has come out of your body. So all this causes dehydration. And then also I said, due to dehydration, there are some important salt that is lost in the body. There are 2 important salts that is lost in the body. And I've mentioned for you those salts that we have potassium and we have sodium. So these are some of the important salts. Remember, some of you, I can ask you to test what I'm trying to mean here is, when you are sweating, first try to pick that sweat of yours and test it using your tongue. How do you feel? What do you feel when you test the sweat? Can I hear from brothers? Brothers, what do you feel when you get your sweat and you test it? Do you feel salty? The sweat feels salty, isn't it? It tastes salty, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So that shows that there is salt coming out of your body due to over sweating. So so far this is what we looked at right now. So therefore we can move ahead, because some of these things you are able to control, you are able to prevent it. But before we look at the control, let's look at the signs of dehydration. What are the signs? Okay, when somebody is dehydrated, what are the signs? So the other day I explained to you that when we talk about signs, signs mean the things that you can see physically in somebody's, I mean, in your body. You are able to see it with your naked eyes. Those are the signs. But also when we talk about the symptoms, symptoms are what you cannot see, but you feel it. That is what it means by symptom. So what are the signs? What are the signs of dehydration? What are the signs of dehydration? 1, we have the sunken eyes. Can you repeat after me, everybody? We have the sunken eyes. Can you repeat after me?
The sunken
eyes.
Sunken eyes.
Sunken eyes.
So that is one of the signs. That is one of the signs of dehydration. We have the sunken eyes. Okay, so you will find that, you see, let me just try to show you the picture of the sunken eyes that we are talking about. Let me just try to put for you, when we talk about sunken eyes, how does it look like? Okay, how does it look like? Because we can say sunken eyes, and then you may not be knowing, but when you see the picture and you are able to detect it in somebody, you will be able to detect. You see in that photo that we are seeing the sunken eyes. So you find like there is a hole in the eye. Now here they are saying before dehydrated and then after the dehydration. So you can see there is a big hole. Your eyes is inside. That's what they are saying, the sunken eyes. So that is one of the signs of dehydration, the sunken eyes. Okay, so we can go ahead. And look at other. Let's go ahead and look at other signs and symptoms. Let's go ahead and look at other signs and symptoms. Okay, good. So we have the sunken eyes. Secondly, we have passing out little or no urine. Remember, we said that dehydration is the condition when a person does not have enough water in the body. So therefore, if you don't have enough water in your body, then we shall see that you are not urinating properly. You are passing out little urine, or sometimes there is even no urine. You feel like urinating. When you go to urinate, you pass out very little urine. So this is a sign that your body does not have enough water. Okay, you are seeing sunken eyes, you are passing out little or no urine. So it's a sign that your body does not have enough water. The third point, there is dry lips or mouth. Your lips will be dry. Okay, so this one, everyone knows when I talk about dry, something which is dry. So your lips will be dry. So because you don't have enough water in your body, so you will find that your lips is dry, you are passing out little or no urine. Then the fourth point is a pinch on the skin goes back slowly. When I pinch your skin, members, I want to explain this point. Here they are saying that a pinch on the skin. So you try to pinch your skin. When you pinch your skin, or try to press your skin down like you are pressing it. When you press it, it somehow goes deep inside. But now for somebody who is dehydrated, that skin will come back slowly to its normal position. For somebody who is dehydrated, somebody who does not have enough water in the body. So once you pinch the skin, you realize that the skin will come back slowly to its normal position. Members, are we following? Members, are we trying to follow the signs of dehydration?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Have you tried to pinch your skin? Try to pinch your skin and tell me whether it is coming back slowly or it is coming back faster. Pinch your skin and
Coming back faster.
Coming back faster.
I know most of you, nobody is going to say it's coming back slowly because you don't want to say that you are dehydrated. So everybody is saying, it's coming back faster. Let me again hear from you. Is your mouth dry or is not dry? Do you have dry mouth?
It is not dry. Dry.
Is not dehydrated, isn't it? Meaning that you are not dehydrated, your body have enough water, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so that is good. That is good. So it means that you are trying to understand what I'm trying to say here. So if these signs that I've been telling you, you are seeing it in your body, then automatically you are going to say, teacher, for me, my skin is going back slowly. And teacher, for me, my mouth is dry. Teacher, for me, when I go to urinate, I pass out little or no urine. Even I have a sunken eyes. So therefore, people will say, this one also may be having a what? Maybe having the water may not have enough water in the body. Then last but not least, we have the sunken soft spots on a baby's head. Are you getting? We have a sunken soft spot on a baby's head, or sometimes we call it fontanella. So this one is like the baby's skull will eventually come together, okay? Like that bone that you have in your brain, you will find that some are having deep holes, some are having, so the growth is not all that in a proper way. So these are some of the signs that we have if your body does not have enough water. Then also, when we talk about signs, there are also some symptoms. Symptoms is what you cannot see. Now, basing on the signs that you are seeing and what you are feeling in your body, you can confirm that you may be, you don't have enough water. Number one symptom is we have general body weakness. Can I hear somebody reading? General body weakness. Can I hear somebody reading?
General body weakness.
General body weakness.
Very good. So we have the general body weakness. So if you do not have enough water in your body, you will realize that you are feeling some kind of weakness in your body. You are weak. You cannot do a lot of work. You are not strong enough to do the work that you used to do. So now here it is a combination. You are seeing general body weakness. You are seeing dry lips. You are seeing sunken eyes, little. And you will suspect and say, maybe my body does not have enough water. Then the second point under symptoms is, I want somebody to read that. The second point under symptom is, can someone read that? Yes. I can hear you. Okay, can I hear Jasmine reading? Jasmine, can you read? Jasmine?
A person feels thirsty all the time.
Aha, a person feels thirsty all the time. What does it mean when we say you feel thirsty all the time? What does it mean? Is there anyone who wants to give us? I don't want to explain that point. A person feels thirsty all the time. Okay. Sona, can you explain to us that? Sona?
This feeling hungry.
Thirsty, not, okay, thirsty. This one said feeling angry all the time. Let's hear from another person whether that's the correct meaning of thirsty. Okay, Dora. Dora, can you explain that point?
So which one?
The second point which you are seeing, a person feels thirsty all the time.
Teacher, I can't see your work.
You can't see my work.
Yes, I'm not seeing anything.
All this time I've been displaying my work, you have not been seeing.
Yes, teacher.
Let me try to get from another person. First remain, let me hear from Edith. Edith, are you also not seeing the work on the screen, on your screen?
Teacher, for us, we can see.
Oh, for you. Hello, Dora. How about Louis? Louis, are you able to see the work on the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Oh, Louis is even seeing. Can you read? Can you read the second point under symptoms of dehydration?
A person feels thirsty all the time.
Okay, Dora now. Are you not seeing, Dora? Are you not seeing what they are reading?
I'm not seeing anything. It's just a blank space.
How do I help Dora? Okay, now you will be able to listen to what we are explaining. Then you will find the work in the Google Classroom, huh?
Okay.
Yes. Sorry about that. I would advise you to rejoin, but it's okay. You will miss the lesson. But let's continue. Larry, can you explain that point? A person feels thirsty all the time. Larry?
A person wants
Yes.
drink water.
Very good. Larry is saying it. A person, that means you want to drink water all the time. You are feeling thirsty. You want to take water. Mommy, I need water. All the time you feel you want to drink water. That is feeling thirsty. So that is what the point is saying. So when you see every time you feel like you want to drink water, don't think that when you are feeling like drinking water all the time and now your body is dehydrated. It is a combination of signs and symptoms. Okay, so these are signs and symptoms that we have. Therefore, we have the results of dehydration, the effects. We have the effects of dehydration, but otherwise we have even only one main effect of dehydration. Once your body is lacking enough water, please, this thing of dehydration is a very serious thing. So the effect is it leads to death. You can easily die when your body is lacking water. Once it is not treated, once you have not prevented it, you can easily die. That is the effect of dehydration. So dehydration is bad. When your body does not have enough water, it is very bad. So you need to find a way of preventing dehydration. So when you want to prevent dehydration, that means you are supposed to prevent diarrhea. That means you are supposed to prevent vomiting. Vomiting is a sign of disease like cholera. So you are supposed to prevent that cholera. You are supposed to prevent diarrhea so that you avoid death. So members, that is the effect. So how do we prevent dehydration? So before we look at the prevention, since I have talked about death, there is what we call 3 Ds. Okay, there is what we call 3 Ds. 3 Ds. This is 3 and D. So D here I've put S, meaning that there are 3 words that begins with the letter D, D, D in this dehydration. There are 3 words. Somebody may even be knowing what 3 Ds in full. Somebody may be knowing 3 Ds in full. Okay, what is 3 Ds in full? Blessed, what is 3 Ds in full? Blessed? Blessed, 3 Ds in full. Oh, some of you put up the arms that to make me know that they are putting up their hands there. Okay, I want somebody to write for me 3Ds in full. If you are not able to write fast, don't raise your hands because I want to pick these ones. Oh, there is Seron. Seron, yes, 3Ds in full.
We have diarrhea. Diarrhea.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Diarrhea. Diarrhea, dehydration, death.
Very good. Blessed, I had asked you, but you delayed to unmute. What did Seron say, Blessed? How
Dehydration.
In order, begin with the in order.
Diarrhea.
Yes.
Dehydration and death.
Remember, we said, thank you, Seron and Blessed, for giving us 3Ds in full. So members, when we talk about 3Ds in full, we have diarrhea, dehydration, and death. So it means, the meaning is that if you don't control diarrhea and then you are passing out watery stool, that diarrhea will lead to dehydration. Then if dehydration, if it is not treated, it will lead to death. That is what it brings, 3Ds. Very good. Here they are saying we have diarrhea, that is the first D. The second D is dehydration. Then the third D is death. That is 3Ds in full. And how should I explain this to you? This is my explanation. They are saying that diarrhea leads to dehydration, and when it is not treated, it leads to death. So that is where 3Ds have come from. So we have diarrhea, which leads to dehydration, and then when it is not treated, it leads to death. That's why we said the effect of dehydration is death. The outcome of dehydration is death. And what do we mean when we say dehydration? A condition when a person does not have enough water in the body. So therefore, if it is not treated, if it is not prevented, it will lead to death. Members, have you understood what 3Ds mean in full? And the explanation, members, have you understood that?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
I can see now.
And my friend who was not seeing now is seeing. That is good. That is good. I think maybe there was a problem of network, either your network. So this is what it means by 3D. So all these are coming just because of dehydration. So remember, we said that the causes of dehydration, one of them is diarrhea. So once you are diureting and then all the time you are passing out watery stool, you are going to remove a lot of water from your body, which will lead to dehydration. And then from dehydration, when it is not treated, it will lead to death. So that is what it means by 3Ds. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the prevention of dehydration. Now, you know the causes of dehydration. Especially it is caused by, can you give me 3 causes of dehydration before we look at the prevention? Because we may, Deborah, can you give us 1? Causes of dehydration, Deborah.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, one cause of dehydration.
Cause of dehydration.
It's
called death.
Causes of dehydration. Causes, that is the effect. Effect of dehydration, it leads to death. what brings dehydration? What brings your body to lack water, to lack enough water? Okay. Yes.
Severe vomiting.
Severe vomiting. Good. Severe vomiting. Okay. How about Millie? Yes, Millie. Severe vomiting. Apart from severe vomiting, we have
severe sweating.
Severe sweating. Good. How about Afra? Afra? So when you look at those causes, lastly, you can talk about severe diarrhea. So therefore, you need to know what causes dehydration. Since we know the causes that it is severe vomiting, and we know that we have severe dehydration, severe diarrhea. Therefore, we can prevent diarrhea. And once we are preventing diarrhea, we can talk about prevention of diarrhea here when we are preventing dehydration. Okay, we can talk about prevention of diarrhea. Number one, yes, this is number one. Talk about washing hands with clean water and soap. Can I hear some people reading? Can I hear some people reading? Okay, prevention number one.
Washing hands with clean water and soap.
Very good. Okay, very good. Can I hear some people reading again? Okay. Can I hear you reading again?
Washing hands with water and soap.
Washing hands with clean water and soap. So here, toilets, when you visit the latrines, you are supposed to come back and wash your hands with the clean water and soap. So in this case, you will be able to remove the germs that you carried from the toilet. Okay. So once you remove these germs, then you will be safe from contracting diseases like cholera that will cause severe vomiting. You will be able to stop getting disease like diarrhea and so on. So you need to wash your hands in order to prevent dehydration. Okay. The next point is proper disposal of feces. This one here, you need to use the toilets or the latrines properly so that all the human feces is put in the toilet. All of them is being disposed in the toilet. In this case, it will be able to control diarrhea, you will be able to control cholera, and then you will be able to prevent dehydration. Then also you can talk about practice proper sanitation. What is sanitation? What is sanitation? Jasmine, what is sanitation? Jasmine, what is sanitation?
Sanitation is the general cleanness of our environment.
Very good. Sanitation is the general cleanliness of our environment. So if the environment is clean, that means you will be able even to avoid flies. You know, house flies, they are the one that spread these intestinal diseases. So once the sanitation is clean, once your environment is clean, so you will be able to avoid some of these flies. So another prevention you can talk about is you can cover leftover food. Once you cook food, you eat and some remained in the saucepan, you make sure you cover to avoid getting contaminated. Then also you need to boil water for drinking. You need to boil water for drinking. So boiling water will be able to kill germs. So these are some of the ways you can use to prevent dehydration. Okay, these are some of the ways you can use to prevent dehydration. Okay, so we are almost summarizing. We talked about dehydration, the condition which a condition in which a person does not have enough water. And we looked at the causes, okay? We looked at the prevention, we looked at the effects. So there is what we call rehydration. Everybody, can we say rehydration? Okay, can we say rehydration?
Rehydration.
Okay, so what do we understand when we talk about rehydration? Can we say rehydration? Okay.
Rehydration.
Very good. Very good, Luis. Very good, Luis. How about Sarah? Can you talk about rehydration? So this rehydration is like replacing.
Rehydration is the
Replacing.
Yes. Can you read?
rehydration is the
Replacing of lost water and mineral salts
when the
in
body
the
loses.
Very good. Replacing of lost water. Rehydration is
replacing of water.
Replacing of lost water in the body. That is what we call
the replacing of lost water and mineral salts in the body.
very good, my children.
This is the replacing of lost water and mineral salts in the body.
Very good, very good. So remember, yes, thank you. Let me now explain. Thank you for reading.
This is
okay, so remember we talked about lost water in the body due to diarrhea, due to vomiting, due to sweating. And also we talked about some of the important mineral salt in the body like potassium and sodium that is lost during dehydration. So when you see this, you can do what we call rehydration. You can replace the lost water in the body. You can replace it. Then how is this one done? Okay, how does someone replace the lost water in the body? So that is what we are going to look at right now. So when we talk about rehydration, is the replacing of lost water and mineral salt in the body. So how is it done? Ways of rehydration. Okay, can we give some ways of rehydration? Someone can suggest, someone can guess ways of rehydration. I want somebody to give me, how do you replace the lost water in the body? How do you replace it? Yes, Calixto, yes. How do you replace the lost water in the body?
By drinking water daily.
Very good. Drinking water daily. Let's listen from others. You see, people can give very good answer. We have Adams and Keith. How do we replace? Ways of rehydration. Ways of rehydration. Keith, can you also guess? Keith. Okay. Okay, how about Rahim? Yes, Rahim, can you give us also one way of rehydration? How do you replace the lost water in the body now? Yes? Oh, so let's go by what Calixto has said. Calixto said drinking water every day. So for me, what I'm going to put, the answer I'm going to put under ways is, one, we are going to talk about drinking a lot of fluids. not only water, but you need to drink a lot of fluids. For example, passion fruit juice, you need to take a lot of passion fruit juice. You need to take water and also other juice, not only passion fruit juice, other juice. So in that way, you will be able to replace the lost water in the body. So we can talk about drinking a lot of fluids, e.g. passion fruits, juice, water, and any other juice. Can we read that? Can we read that point? Can we read that point? Okay, can we read that point?
Drinking a lot of fluids, passion fruit, juice, water, and any other juice.
Drinking a lot of fluids, e.g. passion fruit juice. You need to, so when you want to replace the lost water in your body, you need to drink a lot of water. In other words, rehydration is like you are going to treat that dehydration. Okay, you need to drink extra fluids. You need to drink extra fluids. Very good. Can I also hear from a girl reading? Can I also hear from a girl reading? Okay. Priscilla, can you also read? Priscilla? Sorry, Priscilla, read.
Drinking a lot of fluids, e.g. passion fruit juice, water, any juice.
And any other juice. So you need to drink a lot of water. If you want to replace the lost water in your body, you need to drink a lot of juice. So therefore, a question can even be asked, why is it advisable to give a lot of fluids to a dehydrated person? A dehydrated person is a person who does not have enough water. So it is advisable for you to give a lot of fluids in order to replace the lost water in the body. The second one that you can do, you can also give that person what we call ORS. Can we say ORS? Okay, I can't hear you. Yeah, I know you are trying. Can we say ORS? ORS?
ORS.
Very good. Taking ORS. When I talk about ORS, I mean oral rehydration solution. That is the meaning of ORS in full, is oral rehydration solution. So this ORS, if you give to a person who is dehydrated, it will be able to recover the lost water. This ORS rehydrates the body. It adds water in the body. So therefore, we are going to also look at ORS into detail in our next lesson. We are going to study about ORS, and we are going to study how can we make ORS locally, and also there are those ones that are sold in the hospital, in the pharmacies, but you can as well make your oral rehydration solution from home, and you can be able to drink it. Okay, so this is what we are going to look at when we meet next time. But otherwise, this is what I have prepared for you today. Okay, this is what I prepared for you today about dehydration. So please, I want you to know what dehydration is. Secondly, I want you to know the causes of dehydration. Thirdly, I want you to know the signs and symptoms of dehydration. And then also, how do we prevent dehydration? And then we talk about rehydration. So otherwise, thank you, members. If you have any question before we leave the class, you ask the question, okay? Before we leave the class, you ask the question, if you have any, concerning what we have learned. Otherwise, you can find this lesson notes and the exercise in your Google Classroom. So let me hear from some of you. If you have a question or if you are okay, then we can stop there. Members, any question? Okay, we have Aidin, any question? Della, any question?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
If a person has diarrhea, does it mean that dehydrated?
Oh, if a person no, if you have diarrhea, it does not mean that your body is already dehydrated. It can only dehydrate your body if you are frequently passing out watery stool for many days. But if you get diarrhea today and maybe it is treated early, then your body will not be dehydrated. Okay, Aidin, have you got me? Was it Aidin or Della? Della, were you the one? Yes. So what I'm telling you is that if you have diarrhea, it does not mean that your body is already dehydrated. No. Your body becomes dehydrated when there is that severe diarrhea for many days. Okay? So when you have that severe diarrhea, it is not treated today, you are passing out watery stool, tomorrow passing out watery stool many times, and at the same time you are vomiting, it is likely that you are going to lose a lot of water in the body. So when you lose a lot of water in your body, that's when your body becomes dehydrated. Have you got me there?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you. So any other question? Any other question? Okay, any other question? Do we have any other question? Let me try to unmute some few of you. If there is any question, some few of you. Okay, Darlene, Louis, number 4. Any question? Okay, so since you are quiet, okay, so let me give opportunity to everybody here to say bye-bye to Teacher Tony. And
Bye.
Bye.